Hey guys, EthDo here, and today I'll be showing you how to ride ghasts in Minecraft Java and Bedrock Edition. It's important to clarify that the hostile ghasts found in the Nether are not the ghasts I'm referring to here. As cool as it would be to ride those and shoot fireballs everywhere, that's not possible. Not without mods at least. There's already lots of clickbait around, claiming you can tame the Nether ghasts to make them rideable. That is simply not true. No, instead I'm referring to the new Happy Ghasts recently added in the 1.21.6 Chase the Skies update. These don't spawn by themselves, they need to be spawned by the player. This can be done both in survival and creative. For creative players, spawning Happy Ghasts is as easy as opening the inventory, going to the Spawn Egg tab, grabbing the Happy Ghast spawn egg and placing it on the floor. In survival, it's not so simple. First, you need to get a dried ghast. There's actually 3 different ways to get these, so take your pick. Though I'd argue one is by far the easiest. Firstly, they can be found in soul sand valleys. They spawn beside fossil structures and can be mined with nothing more than your fist. Alternatively, you can craft them with 8 ghast tears and 1 soul sand. Or, if neither of those options appeal to you, you can also barter with piglins, though the drop rate per gold ingot is only 2.13%, making them a pretty rare drop. Personally, given the fact that they're a whole lot easier to find than it is to obtain 8 ghast tears, the crafting recipe feels a bit pointless right now, so I'd stick with searching the soul sand valleys for them, especially given the low bartering drop rate as well. I wouldn't be too surprised if, in the future, they were either made harder to find or if the recipe were just to be removed. Make sure to pick up as many of these as you need, as it's currently not possible to breed ghasts. Once you've got one, take it back to the overworld and soak it in water. This part takes 20 plus minutes of real time, so go do something else and come back. If you haven't got a harness already, use this time to get one. Harnesses are basically large saddles, large enough to be used on Happy Ghasts. An easy way to remember this is that saddles are too small to work on the ghasts, while harnesses are too big to be used on other mobs like horses. Harnesses are crafted with 3 leather across the top and 2 glass either side of 1 wool block in the centre. The colour of the wool block will influence the colour of the harness. If you change your mind on the colour, you can dye the harness after crafting it. When the 20 minutes are up, the Ghastling will come to life. It's still not ready to ride yet, mind. You'll need to wait for it to mature to an adult ghast. You can speed up the process by feeding it snowballs. Only once it's matured, which can itself take 20 odd minutes of real time, will you have a happy adult ghast ready to ride. You can lure ghasts using your harness or snowballs. Once close enough, click on the ghast with your harness, the same way you'd saddle up a horse and jump on. You now have your very own rideable ghast. Up to 4 players can ride on a single ghast. The first player to jump on will have control of where it goes. Controlling the ghast is virtually the same as flying in creative, except to descend you just need to look downwards. It's also a lot slower than flying in creative at 5 meters per second. Still, for survival players at least, this is a quick way to get around, as you can fly over otherwise difficult terrain, like mountains or dense jungle biomes. They can even be flown back into the Nether, if your portal is big enough, allowing you to fly over lava oceans. Just be careful to avoid encountering classic ghasts, as Happy Ghasts only have 20 HP. When not at full health, Happy Ghasts regenerate at a rate of 1 HP, that's half a heart, every 30 seconds. But this accelerates to 1 HP every second when flying between Y 187 and Y 196, or if it's raining or snowing. Whilst flying on the ghast, you can actually stand on its back by crouching. This is shift by default on PC. This gives you the opportunity to snipe mobs with your bow from the ghast's back. Though be warned that it is possible to fall off. It's also really difficult to resist punching your friends off the ghast while they're also stood up, so do try to suppress that urge. or at the very least, be ready for someone to do that to you. If you're riding your ghast solo, either because you're playing single player, or because you've just pushed your friend to their doom, bear in mind that you can't control the ghast's movement if you're stood up. Thankfully, it does at least stay still, so don't worry about crashing it. Another cool thing you can do with your ghast is leash entities to it, such as mobs and boats. Note that you only need a max of 2 leash per entity, even though it looks like certain entities use 4. This is a useful way of taking lots of gear with you on a long trip, perhaps in search of a stronghold or woodland mansion. At this point, I have to say though, leashing a boat to a ghast is incredibly frustrating. Not only does the ghast often not fly low enough, it regularly flies away too quickly to get the leash on it. Other times the ghast leaves you behind, and on those most rage-inducing of occasions, this happens. The only way I can get this to work is to attract the ghast, leash it, then leash your boat twice while crouched, then leash the ghast again, and hop on. It's supposedly meant to only need 1 leash, but for the life of me, I cannot get it to work without 2. You can unleash things by shearing them, but frankly, given how hard it is to attach them in the first place, I wouldn't bother. And before you try it, while you can leash a boat with mobs in, if you try taking off with a player in the boat instead, the leash will snap. Which certainly feels like a missed opportunity by Mojang to increase the ghast's player capacity from 4 to 6. Much like the leashes, if you ever want to remove your ghast harness, you need to shear it. One final thing to note, don't worry about your ghast randomly flying off on its own and never coming back. Ghasts have a home location, which they won't stray too far from. This is initially where you spawn the Ghastling, but it gets updated every time one of the following events happens. A harness is equipped or removed, a lead is detached, the ghast is dismounted, the ghast is no longer tempted by the player using a snowball or harness, or the Ghastling stops following an adult ghast. At the time of recording, there's no achievement for actually riding the ghast, though I very much expect that to change, although there is one for drying out the ghast earlier in the process. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have, you may also enjoy watching my video on how to ride striders next. For more Minecraft tutorials like this one, do consider subscribing, and thanks for watching.